What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to be talking about what my future forecast is for the market, how on earth what the Fed is doing could affect us, and why on earth there's a big factor out there that a lot of people are forgetting that could actually affect how the market moves as we approach the month of October. Now, before I do get started with anything, before I talk about the near-term and long-term futures for Tesla and the overall market, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 3 days. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So when it comes to the overall market, okay, we had a crazy day on Friday. If you look at when the market opened, Tesla was just trading back and forth and back and forth. Jerome Powell was coming on, and the market rallied all the way up to just these high levels for somewhat of a degree. Then all of a sudden, huge drop. Tesla dropped really hard. So did the SPY, so did the whole market. And we can see this correlation here. Look at how the SPY pushed up, had crazy volatility in the beginning. Then it had a big drop as well. So what's going on here? I want to talk about this. The first thing I highlighted is the correlation between Tesla and the overall market. Tesla does not just run with SPY, it runs with the whole market almost in unison, especially recently. And when I say that, I'm talking about the QQQ and the NASDAQ and all those things together. So what we're essentially seeing is you can see how similar the SPY and Tesla tend to move. And right now, the market's looking pretty bearish for the next upcoming weeks. Now, it may not be as bearish as some people are thinking. I'm going to show you exactly why, but let me first explain why on earth the market's going to be bearish most likely for the next few weeks. So FOMC meeting is coming on September 20th through the 21st. The 21st is going to be the bigger dates because this is when the Fed is going to announce their monetary policy changes. And after what Jerome Powell said, he really changed his diction, his word choice, the things he said. And he actually mentioned that the central bank will use their tools forcefully. And he has a notorious tendency for trying to keep the market afloat. And this time he actually pushed us down in a way. Now, I believe that was an intentional move by him. He did that on purpose. And I also believe that he wants the market to start coming down now because we're going to see a big reversal after FOMC, to be as frank as possible with you. But he isn't necessarily just kind of like using us in a way. He's doing this while telling the truth simultaneously. He told the truth. The truth is inflation is high. It's not sustainable. The Fed really has to act even if it is forcefully. And also on top of all of that, the central bank may keep rates higher for longer periods of times than expected. But that said, the market finally picked a direction. I mentioned to you guys that the fear and greed index was neutral at one point. It became greedy, then went back to neutral. Now we picked our direction, fear. And the fear is going to be taking over most likely, in my opinion, for the next few weeks. Because if you look at what's going on right now, after Jerome Powell said what he said, he's hinting at the Fed becoming more aggressive. There was talk about, a 50 basis point rate hike, this and that. It does not look like that. Right now, the market is pricing in a more hawkish Powell, a more hawkish Fed. I think we're most likely going to get another 75 to 100 basis point rate hike based off what Powell said. And we can see right here, the total target rate would be 300 to 325 basis points in total. There's a 61.5% probability now relative to before. And right now, the Fed does seem like they're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive. So I can't really promise you what they're going to do specifically in terms of the rate hikes or their new changes, but it doesn't look like they're ready to start flipping into the quantitative easing sector just yet. What this means is, if I look at the daily on SPY, all right, I kind of drew out what could end up happening. All right, the SPY is most likely going to dump soon. But I would be surprised if the SPY actually breaks below that 362 level. Maybe it comes lower. Maybe. I don't truly know where the true bottom will be. But let me point something out for you. Let me just first catch this. maybe it's going to come lower. But I believe, and this is where my prediction comes in, I believe the SPY is not going to drop as hard as some people think. I don't think it's going to go to new lows. It is possible, but I find it a little bit unlikely. And I think that because we have an election this year, we have midterms coming up in the beginning of November. So just to be as honest as possible, and I want to remain nonpartisan when saying this, if one political party is in control of Congress in the United States, and I'm saying this to both sides, no matter which party it is, and the economy tanks, the economy takes a big hit, we enter a recession, and then the stock market is crashing, and it's actually crashing very close to the election, it's very likely that the party that is in control is going to lose a lot of power. All right, that's the honest truth. And I think what's going to happen is this. I think the market is going to dump a bit. It's going to drop and drop and drop. Panic will set in going into the FOMC meeting. This line right here is the FOMC meeting date, which is going to be September 21st. I'm referring to the second day of it, which is the bigger day. And I think that after the meeting, last week of September, the market's going to actually push to the upside. And there are many entities out there, such as the plunge protection team, that come in and start to pump the market. They interfere based on many different things. Now, I could be hinting at so many different things. I don't want my words to be ambiguous, and they could be, but I'm sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say. A lot of things tie into this. It's not just about buyers and sellers. It's also about manipulation. It's also about what's going on in the world, the current situation. So if I'm wrong, and if the SPY does dump lower than that 362 level, it's not going to be good for the election, at least for one particular party, right? And I'm saying this not in favor of any party. No matter which party is in control, it's going to be the same place, whether it's a red party, a blue party, a green party, a yellow party, whichever one it is. No matter who it is, if the market crashes a month before election, it's not going to be good. Like a huge crash to new lows. It's by going to 350. That's why I think it's quite unlikely, and I think we are going to get an artificial pump up right after FOMC. That's really what I believe is going to happen. I find it very likely, but hey, I can't promise that because nobody truly knows everything that's going to happen in the future. I also can't account for the true pieces of news that are going to come out because what's happening in China is also not good. So anything could really happen, but I do think a move like this is more likely to happen than not. So for Tesla, I see something similar happening. I don't know how low Tesla's going to go. If I'm going to be frank with everyone, there's no telling. But if you see this line right here, this is going to be the date of the FOMC meeting. I could see this thing entering the 270s very, very soon. Now, how low we actually go after that, that really depends on the overall market. We do have a gap on the daily right here. So it could actually come to the mid $200 level around like 250, maybe bounce off that. It's also possible. But overall, I'm pointing in the same direction. I'm seeing downside for the market in Tesla. Tesla is going to get dragged down. So this is going to be kind of like an accumulation schematic for the composite man and also for big institutions out there. They let the market dump like this. They start accumulating those shares way down here at these low levels. And it tends to follow these patterns. And then they pump the market up. So now their money is worth way more. And they could always sell up here. They can do whatever they want. That's how they play the game. So I do see a big accumulation forming. This almost looks like a distribution pattern. And I do see Tesla coming down. I just don't know the true bottom. I don't know exactly where it's going to be. I don't want to predict that because I don't want to influence where you're going to start buying or anything like that. But I do see downside. That's what I'm going to say. But right after this FOMC meeting, I think it's very likely we're going to push up again based off everything happening, based off the fact that we're getting very close to that election cycle. And remember, the election is going to happen near the beginning of November, within the first week. So really it's just October, all of October, then we enter November and we're there. We're getting close. For the month of September, I'm pretty bearish for the first 3 weeks. After FOMC, I think Tesla and the whole market are going to push up. That's essentially how I see it. Additionally, remember what I told you. Historically, when Tesla has those stock splits, in the past, in 2020, when it had the split, it pushed up on the first day, then it actually dumped for a few weeks. It dumped before finding a bottom, then recovering. And then in June, Amazon, I think Shopify too, they had their splits. I can even show you Amazon's chart if you guys want to see it. So if we look at Amazon, right over here, I actually zoomed into the chart. You could see right here, going into their split, they pumped up really hard. The split came and then they actually dropped pretty hard after that. They also did this because the whole market was also dropping around the month of June. So it really shows how the market could affect a stock even after a split. And many splits tend to have this similar pattern. So I'm not saying Tesla has to do this because it happened in the past to different tickers and also to Tesla. But the truth is, in the stock market, in life, history tends to not just repeat itself, but actually rhyme. So it tends to do very similar things. So in Tesla's case, I'm a lot more bearish than bullish for the next couple of weeks, guys. I think we're going to see lots of choppy price action, lots of drops here and there. But after FOMC, I do see a big push to the upside after that. That's essentially my view. I think a lot of things that happen in the market are manipulated and they are going to be essentially kind of like predetermined based off of different factors. And I really believe that this manipulation it's very keen, but it doesn't necessarily stop us from being able to take advantage of these opportunities that the market has to offer. So do what you have to do. Nothing I said was financial advice. And I really wish the best for all of you. So take care, enjoy your weekend, be ready for the future. Big things are yet to come, and I will most definitely see you guys in the next video. Tesla to the moon, because the long-term future is still extremely bright, and peace out.